Hello. Thank you for listening. This is the near death experience of Anita. Open quote. August 14th, 2008. I was having a scheduled cesarean section, my fourth one. After putting the freezing in my back and was getting prepped, only my legs had no feeling. When I told the doctors, I could still feel the baby moving and could feel them putting blankets on me and could still feel the first cut. I was ignored. Then came the big cut that made me scream out in pain. My doctors asked the guy who was supposed to have frozen me, "What did you do?" I don't remember much after that. My husband says I was asking where my doctor was and that I lost a lot of blood, which the nurses confirmed later. Next thing I remember is being in a very bright light, looking down on my body, a body that meant nothing to me. I did not see the room or doctors or husband or anything else in the room. My body was also surrounded by light. I was stunned. Instead of being in awe or seeing the beauty, all I could think of was my 13-year-old mentally handicapped son and my new baby. I could feel God. I think it was God. And I said to him, "No, God, I'm not ready." There was no need for words. It's like my thoughts were all that was needed. Next thing I heard was someone yelling at me to breathe. That breath I took was the most beautiful breath I ever took. It was like I couldn't stop taking in air, and it went all through my body, down to my toes. That's the only way I can describe it. I've tried since to take a breath again like it and cannot. When I opened my eyes, my husband's face was in mine, saying, "We had a son. We had a son." I looked over and saw my baby and gave up. There was no escaping the pain. I just lay there whimpering. Talking later to my husband, he said my eyes did go blank, lifeless, but he said no one yelled at me to breathe. The doctor standing at my head was only talking to me quietly. So who yelled at me to breathe? The next day I told my doctor that I was sure I was dying. He looked at me and nodded his head. That was all the confirmation I needed. Now I fear death. I never feared it before, but now can't stop thinking of death and how fast life can be taken from you. Where will my children be without me? I have to be there for them. How can I enjoy life when I can't stop thinking of death? Close quote. Wow. The description of the breath was amazing. And it's funny how different people pull it in differently. Here's a couple questions. Question: did time seem to speed up or slow down? Answer: the space was different. When I looked at my body, I did not see the operating room or objects in the room or people, just my body. I always believed that when you had an NDE, you float above your body and see everything. I did not experience anything that I have read or heard on this topic, and time had no meaning. I don't know how long I was there. Comparing your vision. Answer: it was bright. My body was also surrounded by the light, but in a fog. My body did not seem real. It was like what is of this earth was not real, but what was in the light was real. Please compare your hearing. Answer: I heard someone yelling at me to breathe, yet my husband said no one yelled at me. Did you encounter or become aware of any deceased or alive beings? Answer: uncertain. I did not see any other beings, but felt a presence, be it God, creator, or whatever you want to call him. He was all around me. It was like he was the light. And yes, I knew him. I knew who he was without seeing him. The only thing communicated was, "No, God, I'm not ready." Question: did you see an unearthly light? Answer: yes, it was a very bright light, a very bright white, pure white light that surrounded me and my body. When I first got there, I looked for a second at my body, and it was also surrounded by brightness, but it did not hurt like looking into the sun or a light bulb. The light went on forever. Question: what emotions did you feel during the experience? Answer: sadness, urgency, disbelief, and a knowing. It was also very calm and quiet. It would have been great if I wanted to be there, but I had to come back. Question: did scenes from your past come back to you? Answer: I only learned to fear death and fear leaving my loved ones behind. My sons need me because I know my ex-husband will put my handicapped son in a home, and I can't let that happen. Question: have you ever shared this experience with others? Answer: yes, I shared it with my husband, doctor, friends, and family. I still keep talking about it to whoever will listen. I need understanding of this, their reactions. The doctor nodded his head. My friends and family have no idea how to react or what to say. They just listened. My husband explained what was happening here on earth while I was going through this, and I started sharing right away. Question: did you have any knowledge of NDEs prior to this? Answer: yes, I read books, seen shows on TV, but did not experience what I have read or heard. There were no loved ones to greet me. I wanted to come right back, did not want to be there. All caps, I was not ready. The only thing that was the same as what I read in my is my body meant nothing to me. Did not give it a second glance. Question: what do you believe about the reality of your experience? Answer: experience was definitely real. It was very real to me and still is. Be it an NDE or, like science likes to call it, lack of oxygen to the brain. To me, I nearly died. The doctor confirmed it, and also my husband, who was by my side looking into my eyes, he saw the life leave my eyes. It does not matter what name we give it. The experience was real and will forever change my thought pattern. It was not scary then, but now it is very frightening to me, the thought of death. All I can think is, I nearly died, be it lack of oxygen or NDE, though I believe it to be NDE. End quote. That was pretty cool. Thank you for listening.